Biden stimulus showers money on Americans, sharply cutting poverty. The champion of the middle class has now come to the aid of the poor and become and evolved into the champion of the poor, solving poverty in America. More on Biden's historic victory for America. On Friday, Scranton Joe Biden, whose 5-decade political identity has been largely shaped by his appeal to union workers and valuable blue-collar tradesmen, like those from his Pennsylvania hometown, will sign into law a $1.9 trillion spending plan that includes the biggest anti-poverty effort in a generation, solving poverty in America. This new role as a crusader for the poor represents an evolution for Mr. Biden. States embrace Biden's bold new vaccine promise to save America. Biden makes a historic speech. It is hard to imagine any other contemporary politician making the speech Biden did, channeling our collective national sorrow and reminding us that there is life after grief. Holy fucking shit! I got nothing, man. You know, you look at all that, and then you look at the black hole and the voodoo, okay? Literally. The headlines, the Pravda headlines about Trump and the CPAC speech, right? Voodoo witch doctor. False idols, the golden calf. Setting up the cult. Membership in the cult is mandatory. Putting people on a death list. Do you believe any of this? Do you believe any little bit of this? Because I gotta tell you, right? I used to think that the Pravda, the Soviet propaganda newspaper, back in the 80s, back when I was a kid, was over the top. It was so over the top that people, you had to have a certain provincial brainwashing to believe it. Like, no one could believe the headlines over and over and over again, the continuous and the 5-minute changes. All of those Trump headlines about voodoo doctor and the death lists and the attacks on March 4th and all the bullshit that came out over the last 2 weeks, it's all gone. It's black holed. It's memory hold already, okay? It doesn't exist. The headlines are very transient. They're there to get your emotion, and then unless there's a particular reason to keep them around, like they accidentally got something right, they're black holed pretty instantly. And they are no longer part of your history, part of your awareness, that 5-minute attention span. But you look at these headlines, right? This is the fucking Washington Post. Biden has solved poverty with a $1,400 fucking check. Oh, dude, really? Scranton Joe Biden, whose 5-decade political history includes incarceration of black people, literally 3 strikes laws and life in prison for jaywalking. Like, he advocated that. That's... Do you believe it? Do you believe any little bit of this? Because I gotta tell you, the level of over the top. We talk about the irregularities and untrustworthiness of our electoral process because, it's not about fraud. Fraud is a really bad word to use because most election cheating is not fraud, okay? Not fraud by definition. And we're in a situation where you're not allowed to look at the results of the election. You're not allowed to audit the results of the election. You're not allowed to judge, question. We've got a media system now where you're not allowed to talk about it. And if you talk about it, you can get black-holed, banned, questioning the results of the election is officially, like Susan WikiWiki, all the various people, Mark Zuckerberg, it's officially an act of domestic terrorism to question election results. And then they come out with headlines like this. You believe any of it? Do you? I suggest you strongly look at all news reports as parodies, sarcasm, over-the-top humor. You'll have a lot more fun than if you try to actually believe any of this crap. Stay sideways.